Inquisition, you're not so much getting that it's more than just anyone behind your back. Like you say, okay, in the major decisions, this is what we're going to do, but they do what they do, and then you go around and ask them about their lives, about you know what they like and all the rest of it. You don't really ask about someone's work. Sometimes you do in this game, but it's more seemingly about fight.
Can sometimes be.
You'd never let go of them. Maybe your family can help.
I think you're too finicky to give those responsibilities to the rest of your family.
You don't know them. But Lorien in charge, or Antoine, or Yvette? No, truly. It must be me.
So Josephine told us she has like 3 other sisters or brother, 1 brother I think, and 2 other sisters. It's supposedly ruled by king, but in actuality is ruled by the prince classes, and how there's 15 of them. They seem to have different principalities, and I was sort of reminded of a number of things. So you could be reminded of, for example, Germany back when it was a set of principalities, because Germany is essentially a German federation built up of the different provinces. So you could look at it that way, and how they sort of tried to rule as a coalition back in the day, but that didn't work. Otherwise, Antiva could be a representation to an extent of Europe, with the idea of having there's one leader at the top, like a head commissioner, or like an elected president of the union. But in reality, it's the little countries underneath that decide the decisions, and so they bicker like princes because they have different opinions. The Divinity Imperium is like a mixed hat. Sometimes the Orlesians are basically the French. I think no one questions that. The conversation has always been, is Divinity Imperium England, or is that Ferelden? I don't think Antiva anymore is England. I'm not sure what the Quinari is. Maybe they're just classic straight up refugees, but I don't know where they came from. So you're not quite sure who they represent. Anyway, an interesting thing I'll tell you about later. So let's continue down this line.
Did they have to pry your fingers off the doorframe as well?
Admittedly, I may have been a trifle sheltered. But my mother only wanted the best for me. Living in Orlais was an education in itself.
What did you learn at this finishing school in Valroyo?
Among other things, mathematics, rhetoric, poetry, history, logic, and a great deal of etiquette. I still remember Madame Beventir's switch on my knuckles when I forgot the basic tenets of Nevaran dining customs. For a dowager approaching her 80th year, she had quite the arm.
How did the younger you like Valroyo when you arrived?
Have you ever stepped into a new city and felt the buildings couldn't possibly be real? That was Valroyo to me. So beautifully foreign, I gaped at its spires for months.
Does Antiva City have nothing that compares to Valroyo?
Antiva City is a jewel among the capitals. But I did not appreciate that before I traveled. There are multitudes of places I'd like to see. Saharan, the Anderfels, whatever lies past the Amaranthine Ocean.
Okay, so we now know everything
Let's speak
about
later.
that.
Another time.
I think that's the other important thing of Dragon's Age Inquisition. You run into a lot of different nationalities. I don't think you often saw such variety, at least in the human casts, when you were playing Origins and when you played Dragon's Age 2. So when you played Origins, you only ran into like the Orlesians and the Fereldans. You never really met anyone outside that, apart from Zevran, who represented, the Antiva. But he was a crow, so he was an assassin, so he was a bit like, a man of mystery. Whereas obviously you meet over there Josephine, a female who's in the court etiquette, raised in Orlais. There's a lot more variety in how people are brought up, and you see the differences of how they found their experiences of being both their national loves and their international loves,
Inquisitor?
What's the word out there?
Someone requested a dragon flagon. I threw him out.
What's the current...
Sprightly.
Alright, useless. So what we were saying is,
Inquisitor.
when I ran, I feel like the lesson that's taught to you as a person can be a great one, because you learn how, even like a Quinari in Origins, you met a straight up, you know, proper solid Quinari who had been thrown out of, you know, basically had betrayed his fellow Quinaris, but still held strongly to the tenets. Now you meet a guy who's the complete opposite, but still works as a Basra Dan, is meant to be considered one of the leading Quinari in a sense. So you do see like a good deal of variety in the characters themselves, and that reflects the message it's trying to get across. The idea that you should want to travel, that you should indeed like the idea. Talking to Josephine, she says, my home city is an incredibly beautiful place, but when you go to another city, you see so different a place that you realize, you know, it has its own beauty. It's the same as if you were saying, been raised in New York, knowing all the great skyscrapers that, you know, crisscross the sky, and then you flew out to London and saw a city that's always been known as like a green city, as in that it's everything's so low, there's no real great skyscrapers, there's lots of dwellings and there's lots of parks and all the rest all over it. And then you go to somewhere like Paris, where you see a city that's filled with, you know, unique exotic art. And then you go to the city like Venice.
What's going on?
Which is full of culture. Okay, so clearly we haven't got any brownie points here with the Tavinta guy, so he's not gonna with thingy over there. So until we unlock more kind of brownie points, looks like some of the characters aren't going to reveal much to us. Cole obviously will reveal more to us, wherever he is.
I hope I can help somehow.
Who's this?
Maybe cleaning?
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined. Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way.
Ah. We can probably send him off on that mission to help them. That's the kind of thing about Inquisition, you know? You just walk in here and then suddenly you get a quest. Saraz cabinet and wonder who it was. One cabinet suitable for a lady's curiosities, if resourceful should be spent on such things. Sir Morris, comment generally. Eat it, Morris, stuff needs a place. Banner. Lizard. Rough and weird. Halla. Real one stick. Cards. Goblet. Cup. Shitty goblet. Bottles. Warden. Strong. Bottle to Vinter. Piss weak. Stupid sword. There's small bloodstain. Silk. Bolts. Not arrow bolts. Soft. Make something. I think that minstrel Marden is chatting me up. The song is creepy. Oh, this is where she was hiding.
Hey you, I have an Inquisitor favor to ask. Just a little thing really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
I'm listening.
Alright, let's hear what you've got.
Jump right in, huh? I like that. It's a Red Jenny thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Vachel. Land squabble. They're getting little people beat up. So I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
Just walk through.
Just walk through. Easy, right?
Question time. Who would I be working for? What's in it for me? It's not ask those questions. Nope.
What does the Inquisition get out of this?
Nobles think everyone is out to get them. So when your helmets march through, both sides will think the other's your ally. Both get scared, both make deals. Worst case, you get a little bump among the people just because they see you active. Can't promise anything, but something will happen. Just like always.
Alright, Sarah.
That means we need a colour.
I'll have someone look into it.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Not everything has to be torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes...
Alright, so in that quest, all we have to do is... I know, that's probably Cullen, just march a load of troops through. We'll be fine with that.
Demon armies and wardens, and Varric has exactly who we need.
Why is that always an option? Why can't I do that with anyone else?
So, you like to have fun. The Inquisition seems an...
What do you mean? To help people.
Oh, wow.
It's starting to sound like you're looking for something more.
It is. Mostly. Okay, fine. There's talk and... I want to see.
See what?
I don't know. I've got all this chantry stuff in my head, and it makes sense, right? But it's fuzzy. I want to see if it's all really real. I just don't know if I want to really know. So I'm selfish. It's all for me. Count yourself lucky, I guess.
For God's sake, why is that always an option?
Are things playing out the way...
Cassandra laid it out, right? You're the big hat now. Gonna make everything the way... Praying's nice, I suppose.
Corypheus.
Horrificness.
Corypheus.
Sack Splash. I know his name. Doesn't deserve the respect of me saying it, does he?
What do you think?
Again, with your people. Right, which ones?
What about Solon?
Solus. His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
What do you think about...
Liliana is pretty in places. Swear I've seen her too. Now Jo and Cullen. I suppose if you want a jackboot, you get a big one so you can grow into it. Nice heck.
Thoughts about Cassandra?
Thoughts? Sure. Not like yours though. Put your way right up in there.
Anything to say about...
Varric? Too clever. Always saying something, but never saying it straight.
We'll talk...
Good, right?
Okay, anyway, so we know our quest. Let's go upstairs and see Cole, and then next we got the Black Wall and all that to see stuff.
It wasn't blood in the bath, fingers on the scalp, intimate, and then the moment is gone.
Oh. Yeah, at the moment there.
So, Cole.
Okay, those are only side things, they're not really that important.
How do
You know, I don't want to tell him to not do this silly stuff, because it is too hilarious, really. I think it keeps people on their toes in this place. You know, you're going, who's threw my turnips in the fire? We're like, why is there sticking plums on the windowsill? You know, it's just madness. It's absolutely hilarious. I wish they cleaned up those rafters here, though. I think. Right, Cullen. Being sullen. Uh-oh.
Gloat all you like. I have this one.
Are you sassing me, Commander? I didn't know you had it in you.
Why do I even... Inquisitor.
He's trying to get out of the game.
Leaving, are you? Does this mean I win?
No.
Are you two playing nice?
I'm always nice. You need to come to terms with my inevitable victory. You'll feel much better.
Really? Because I just won. And I feel fine.
You're gonna, like, change it.
Don't get smug. There will be no living with you.
I should return to my duties as well. Unless you would care for a game.
It's on.
Prepare the board, Commander.
As a child, I played this with my sister. She would get this stuck-up grin whenever she won, which was all the time. My brother and I practiced together for weeks. Oh, the look on her face the day I finally won. Between serving the Templars and the Inquisition, I haven't seen them in years. I wonder if she still plays.
See that? No side quest. Play fair, cheat, let win.
You have siblings?
2 sisters and a brother.
Where are they now?
They moved to South Reach after the Blight. I do not write to them as often as I should. Oh, it's my turn.
Let's play fair.
All right, let's see what you've got.
I like the option that you could just cheat in that game. So
This may be the longest we've gone without discussing the Inquisition. all related matters.
Because I'm
To be
trying to
honest,
win
I
fairly.
appreciate the distraction.
Me too.
You can't be serious all the time. Well, maybe you can.
I believe this one is yours. Well played.
Yeah. Playing fair does that. I think he just let me win. Yeah. Cullen's too nice a guy, especially in the game of chess. Oh, he's left something on his table. Let's take that. Dear Maya, I'm still alive. Your loving brother, Cullen. Honestly, is it difficult? We thought you were dead again. If the Inquisition was not on everyone's lips, we would never have good money. Yeah. The fine commander survived Hadrian. Strange things about the Templars lately. I'm not sorry. What, playing chess? If only.
Did you need
only.
something?
Seems like just about any sport these days plays well.
Is there anything I should know? Why are you telling me
So once
this?
you get the top of any kind of table, you start to bring in the, you start going like throwing the money around. Just doing a hand gesture, throwing money around over here.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Yeah, screw it. He's got no more stuff. Right.
Should you require anything?
Next location. How you get somewhere fast.
Something on your mind?
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
The Wardens.
I remember they stopped a while ago. It used to be a thing that you were allowed to bet on chess. But then they stopped doing it because apparently some of the chess players were doing sort of insider
He has no sway over me.
dealing, as in you could basically decide, okay, I'll let you win, sort of thing. And there's only two people, so very easy to do it. And then you both like get your friends to bet on it, and then you would just sort of, you could play the game in such a way that was so incredibly difficult that no one would have noticed you were cheating in the first place. So then they stopped making it. Bloody hell. They made it so that you couldn't cheat anymore. It's sad. So let's just sell some stuff. What is this? That is a powerful weapon. Wow, damage from all sources. We're halfway to earning that. And can probably pay for. Wait, what was the level that required? 21. Earn it. Earn it. Oh, it needs level 18. We're not too far. Just we can get. I reckon we can get 20 grand. Might be a requirement for it though. We've got all this stuff down. Just sell the crap we have. Sell all this. No. Oh. Hang on to that. Use these for various dragons. Real war advice. Don't know anyone has rampage. Don't know anyone has that. Whoa. What am I wearing then? Isn't it that? Just keeps hovering around that lady.
It was an archdemon, they say.
Loads of damage boost versus dragon. Alright, so before that I just can't use it. Mage Hunter? Nah. Nah. Let's get rid of that. Let's hold on to this. Magister Ice Staff. Let's use that. Get rid of this. Hader's Razor. Let's get rid of that. What's this? Is that a mace? Mace. Can I hang on to this? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. Get rid of... Barbarian Rider Cleaver. Gone. Blade of Lides. Kept this last time, which one might be useful.
It wasn't. Diseased, maybe.
You didn't see it. It had coloured fire.
What's this mage's stuff? Oh, I see what it is. You're not allowed to wear your stuff. Oh, what is this? A rare consensus of guilds and trade partners in some of the influential city-states of the Free Marches. Far-reaching grants a major increase to Inquisition power influence. You can buy favors! If you have the money, you can buy them! Oh my god. This is how you level up quickly. Guys, and get your influence up. You can buy these. Let's test one. Let's buy one.
My father saw the last
300 influence. Jesus Christ. Okay, now we know how to get those influence points up. We should just go out into the world and just start killing things and making money. And just I know it's not right. You'd be killing for money. Skyhill Kitchens. Again, if ever I find blah.
First, a full wheel of
Turnips
Antietam
burning.
smoked cheese, and now 3 royals worth of crushed mint.
Check the sugar daily to make sure it's still
They
blah.
were right here. I remember seeing someone take them. I can't recall their face.
Cole walks in and keeps stealing stuff. Oh god. Yes.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
Okay, I'm gonna go off. Alright, right.